Coach. Thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Set 18 Gator. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike. Here we go. Here we go.
This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Second and 9 now. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards.
First down, Patriots.
Let's go.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
2nd and 12 at the 17-yard line.
Here we go. Set 70. Indy. 5.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
2 running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? Now back to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Now Matt Bryant on for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Bryant's kick is good. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Set, ready, 70 in.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end.
Hut, hut.
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Check.
He'll look to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Dante Fowler make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet. But right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, 1st down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Running from the gun, Johnson. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Back to throw. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16.
16 yards. First down, New England.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the toss, here's Johnson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as... A loss of 1 on first down.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Ravens' 33-yard line.
Ready? 50. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
2nd and 11. Throw left side complete. That's Paul. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 14.
A gain of 18 on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
30 base.
Got you, boy. I got you, boy. Watch out.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. 10. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Crystal, travel. Hey, let go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Bryant is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the slant. Check.
Here's Johnson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's what I'm talking about.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 5. Wide open receiver complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Josh Malone, his first touchdown on the year. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's get 3. 2-18, chop it.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Protein spill. Come. Shoot.
He'll look to throw. Oh, nice move. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And the Patriot 1st down.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
That's right, baby. Get on.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards down to the 15. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, watch the slam.
Go. 55.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And his first carry, he loses the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They begin the drive with Johnson. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag.
2nd down.
Here we go. 10 Tucson. Tight. Ready, go. 3 down. Ready, go.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10.
Charlie. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. And go.
Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Here we go. 3rd and base. Let's go. Let's go. Watch twist. Watch twist. Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. D Ford in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
80 weapon. 80 weapon. Hayward. Tighten up. Tighten up. Man.
They'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. D Ford has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
61.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking deep in the direction of Coop. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Cooper was the target there.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Set. 60. Orange. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right. Hey. We got 3. We got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Back. H3, 218. Chuck, there you go.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll set up a throw. That is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Ready.
Back to throw here. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's taken down inside the 30. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
I got motion. Scene 6.
On first down, Johnson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Set, ready. 70 Indy. Hey, it's coming up. Hey, let's go. It's coming. 61. Ready, go.
Looking to throw. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll look to throw here. And James has it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 4-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Crunch, general, fast.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Joker. Pilot 64, weak. 90 is a mic. Keep it up. Ready, go.
They're going to look to throw. Buying time to his left. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Bobby Wagner. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
It's 4th down.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they take the lead here as it's now 9-6. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. 2nd and 10. To the right side, incomplete to Washington.
Is that not the very definition of a tough yard gained?
Now, is that one where as the receiver you go to your quarterback and say, why'd you even throw that?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think you wonder what type of a route are you going to send me on that only 1 yard's going to be the result? If I'm going to go in there and take contact, let's go ahead and get something out of it, not just 1 yard.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep, Travis Benjamin. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
Let's go. Do it.
1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in.
And he is going to go down for the 5th time tonight, and this one is going to be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook.
Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Kerryon Johnson with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. This time the extra point up and good, and the lead is up to 8. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On the counter, it's Smith. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, it's Smith, and shedding through the tackle. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description.
And he goes down. out. It's a Patriots sack. D Ford in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Second and 14. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Blue dog Porpoise, blue dog Porpoise. Ready.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. D Ford racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
A nice job on the return there. 6. Yards. And the Patriots take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
So now they have to contend with second and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
Second and 13. Got an open man. It's Washington. 33 yards that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Now Ito Smith. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Pilot, 64,
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these threes into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. James has got it. Complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down.
Hey, let's go. Come across. I'm not ready.
Now back to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you've got to really take care and make sure that you're blocking these guys to try and wedge the ball out from the shadow of your own end zone.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Hey, Orbit.
Back to throw. Cooper's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Enough to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. He'll look to throw. He gets it to Brown. Complete. Back now in Baltimore. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. As the Ravens push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Makes the score, Ravens 23, Patriots 11.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. 2nd and 4. It's caught left side by John Brown. 11 yards there, 1st down.
On
1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
13 yards. And the Patriot first down.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Mike check 33. 33. All day. Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
I know you feel that.
Deshaun Gibson brought him down. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Patriots' 31-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, watch it. Check.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Watch the screen.
A first throw for the backup, Ryan. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
21. Check.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a first down. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Switch. Let's go.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Darren Lee just Would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
A loss of 7 on the set. It's second down.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. They'll set up a throw. To the left side here for Eifert. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Thought they were going to force a fourth down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Ready, ready.
Hey, we got Mike 50, huh? Rip right, rip right.
Say go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ito Smith that time, but it'll be second down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Man, that's trash.
Hey, high 7.
Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Switch.
Hey, seam 6. Here
we go. 50.
They'll drop the throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
I got one. Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. I'm coming.
Ready?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape.
Ready. Exit. You got double tight.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's James. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
It's a gain of 7.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it with Johnson. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4.
Defense all day.
Looking to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Malone. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 7.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
51 the mic, boys. 51.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Josh Malone, his second touchdown of the night as the Ravens push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. To the right side and complete to Washington. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Cooper was the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
On the double.
53, Mike. Check pass.
5.
Second and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. James Washington, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots get a score closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Let's go, D, let's go.
Again, he'll drop the throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So down a couple scores, only one timeout left. You figure they have to get this one. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll run on first down. Johnson. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
They go to Johnson again. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 25-yard line.
Ready. Mike 51. Mike 51. It's our time. It's our time.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Quarterback keeps it. It's a loss of a yard, bringing up 3rd and 12.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.